We're taking on a massive project. We are going to discuss Agile methodology in the context of car making. And we're not just talking about bolting together some off-the-shelf parts. We're talking about designing and engineering a vehicle that's both innovative and practical. Agile is all about breaking down complex tasks into smaller, manageable chunks and constantly iterating and improving along the way. Over the course of this build, we're going to show you exactly how we use Agile principles to stay on track, solve problems creatively, and ultimately create an electric car that's more than the sum of its parts. Let's get started. All right, before we even think about grabbing a wrench, we need a plan. We're using sprints. See, in Agile, a sprint is like a mini project within the larger project. It's a short burst of focused work, usually lasting a week or two, where we tackle a specific set of tasks. For our electric car project, the first sprint might be dedicated to designing and building the chassis. We'll gather all the necessary materials, fabricate the frame, weld it together, the works. Then, in the next sprint, we might focus on installing the battery pack. By breaking down the project into these bite-sized sprints, we can celebrate small victories and stay motivated along the way. Now, when we're planning out these sprints, we don't just randomly decide what to work on. Everything revolves around user stories. User stories are basically descriptions of what someone wants to be able to do with our electric car. They're phrased from the perspective of the user, whether it's the driver, the passenger, or even the mechanic. For example, one user story might be, "As a driver, I want to be able to monitor the battery level so I know how far I can drive." This tells us we need a clear and accurate battery gauge on the dashboard. By focusing on user stories, we ensure that everything we build actually serves a purpose. So, we've got our sprints planned out, we're tackling user stories, but how do we make sure everyone's on the same page? That's where daily stand-ups come in. Every morning we have a quick team huddle, literally standing up to keep it brief and energetic. We go around the room, and each person answers 3 simple questions. What did you work on yesterday? What are you planning to work on today? Are there any roadblocks in your way? These daily stand-ups are like mini check-ins that keep the project flowing smoothly and prevent small problems from snowballing into major setbacks. Chapter 4, Continuous Testing. We're constantly testing everything. See, in traditional car manufacturing, testing usually happens at the very end. But with Agile, we integrate testing throughout the entire development process. This is called continuous testing. For example, as soon as we finish building a component, like the battery pack, we put it through rigorous tests. We use that data to refine our designs, improve performance, and make sure that every part of our electric car is working flawlessly. Chapter 5, Iteration and Feedback. Now, the beauty of Agile is that it embraces the fact that we don't have all the answers up front. At the end of each sprint, we have a review session where we show off our progress to stakeholders, whether it's the team, potential investors, or even just friends and family. We demonstrate how the car is coming along, we talk about what we've learned, and most importantly, we ask for feedback. We take all this feedback to heart and use it to make adjustments in the next sprint. Chapter 6, Retrospectives. Finally, we wrap up each sprint with a retrospective. This is a chance for the team to take a step back, reflect on what went well, what didn't go so well, and identify areas for improvement. It's about fostering a culture of open communication, where everyone feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and ideas.